Oh, there you go.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, Lady Swan. Hello to you. You're the only one there.
Why isn't it showing the live stream?
Because nobody likes you.
Well, we
I
better
told you if you
call it.
kept playing with it, you'd go blind, and now you just ain't seeing shit. See there?
Oh,
Damn it.
Oh
We're gonna wait for
man.
more people to come in, and yeah.
damn.
Oh
Yeah.
hey, at home and haunted. Brian's Paranormal is live. Let's go see.
Yeah.
Let's go see what's going on over there.
All right.
I
Let's
like.
get
Hey,
this.
I don't
Swan.
usually like watching this channel because like I don't
No, that
know.
Brian guy's such a pompous ass.
Hey, Walker
Uh,
fam, Colleen channel. How are you? Beast 22.
Hey, Walker
Welcome,
fam.
everybody.
What up? Oh man. Okay, so like the title, we're at home
ooh.
and Anaki's haunted.
Yes. Yes, I is.
Are you gonna like do this?
Anaki's house is really haunted. Really haunted.
Some
Yeah,
introduction?
just as I
Okay,
was
so
coming out, it was like,
hold on.
okay.
We gotta wait for more people to come in, and Brian's gotta do a
Oh,
proper introduction.
Hi, Brian and
Slacking.
Co. Well, Carl Mines. Hello. Well, welcome, everybody.
Okay. What's going on?
We have Ghost Mafia on the panel tonight, Aniki Jack, Colorado Explorers, and the lovely JoJo.
I'm not here.
She is here. Don't listen to her.
She is.
it's actually Brian's each alter ego.
Yeah,
You
it
see,
is.
there's two Brians here, so one's Brian
Okay,
and
I'm
one's
Hey, Dennis.
gonna do
JoJo
this so
Brian.
I can fit in with Brian and JoJo and everybody. There.
Calvin says he wants to see plates flying. Hey, Dustin.
Okay, so before anything gets done, guys, we need you to tweet it out,
Share it out.
smash the like button. You know,
Nobody's
you know
showing their
stuff.
picture.
Yeah, okay. Before we get started, I should warn you all. We all are on a serious lack of sleep from this weekend. I'm not even fucking joking.
Hey, Becky.
We all are like functioning on maybe a couple hours of sleep a day for the entire weekend, guys.
Yeah.
Um, we have been going actually since Thursday.
We're slap happy with dirty minds, so bear with us.
Yeah, so if something offends you, please get over it. It's not meant to.
Bear with us. We will be arising shortly.
That saying, that's from JoJo's words and her mouth. If I say something that offends you, ha 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 ha. Yeah, I am just a bully on YouTube.
I just have to let you know, Aniki, that offends me.
Just a little bit.
Oh my god, guys.
Becky, just hit the dislike button. No.
Becky, hit the like button because Aniki and I are up here.
Colleen, talk dirty to me, lol.
Hey, halfway through the stream, it may happen. I'm not gonna lie.
So, how is everyone in the chat? I know we've had a lot of like really interesting things happening since Thursday.
Yeah.
Aniki, I know, has a lot of different things happening in her house.
Yeah, well, while you guys are doing your show and stuff, like, you know, I'm trying to listen to your guests that you have on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's been probably over a month or so since I've been on to where I can tell people, like, this is what's happening. So, yeah.
Hey, Rebel Rocker, Will B, Dustin, how's it going, guys?
How's it going, everyone in the chat?
Kelvin's corner. Okay. So, yeah, we wanted to come on tonight, guys, and expose Aniki and her, like, haunted house that she lives in.
Yep.
Let her tell her story and see what's going on and see if
I need
we
somebody's
can all...
help.
Get feedback from, from the chat.
Because I have done everything from having a priest come to my house, which I am Catholic, so it is my religion, and it is what I believe. So, to me, if you don't believe that it's in what you're doing, you know what I mean? Like, how's that going to work? I can't have, like, a shaman come, but I don't know. Is it the ghost, spirituality that you're trying to search for? And that's how you get rid of it? I don't know.
Well, see, I've heard different theories on that. Okay, like I've heard other paranormal investigators say that you have to have, like, it has to be the religion of that spirit, or it's not going to work. I personally don't believe that. I personally believe that it's yours, because if your faith is weak, it's not going to work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And like I was talking to JoJo and Brian earlier and Ghost earlier, that I think that I think that my prayers are what keep it at bay from like physically attacking me. Now it's been up in my face, it's done things around me, but it's never physically like picked me up and thrown me or anything like that. I mean, my kids have gotten pushed, but physically I think like I keep it at bay by praying and that faith being strong, so, but I mean, I've even saged, I've gotten crystals that are supposed to protect you. Like, I've kept them on me 24/7. I wear, like, a lot of people that know me know I wear a cross around my neck 24/7. Like, I don't know. I've tried everything, and now I don't super know the backstory of where I live. I just know that there was a young girl that died in this house. And Craig never really had problems until we moved in. So as soon as we moved in, things started happening, and Craig still never believed it. And then Craig saw, like, okay, so if you were walking around the corner and you seen like a blanket drag around another corner of the house, like I walk around with my blanket on, and because I'm always cold, so he thought it was me, and he was trying to talk to me, but it wasn't me. I was not even in the house when he seen this thing drag. Like, it was dark in the living room, so he thought, like I was home and I was in the kitchen, and it looked like a blanket dragging around the corner. That wasn't me. I mean, I wasn't here, and yeah, that freaked him out. It torments him a lot because I think his faith is very weak. You know what I mean? Like, so it really torments him. Like, earlier, Hannah was sitting here. She stood up to go to the bathroom. I looked up because I seen her stand up. And I looked up and I seen this shadow thing stand behind her. And it, like, with a blink of an eye, was in Craig's room. Had went from behind Hannah and into Craig's room. In the last few days, it has been torturing Hannah. Like, smacking her on her bed, like, bumping into it, flicking it, breathing at her, like, just different things. My kids, I was taking a nap yesterday, and my kids woke me up, and it's to the point that it's flicking the light switches on and off. So it's like physically getting stronger, that it showing itself more, if that makes sense.
Do you think it could be because you're acknowledging it?
It could be, and it could be because I'm talking about it more too.
Yeah, like Brian just said, he goes, "Are you feared? Like, are you showing fear?"
I mean, at the moment of it happening, yeah, it's scary. Like, especially when you're like in that almost sleep stage, and then you hear it walk in, and you can feel it breathing on you, but you're like, do I open my eyes? Do I keep my eyes shut? Do I hide under my blankets? What do I do? Jackson will come on and tell you the stories that have happened to him, because it really goes after Jackson. Like, and I feel like it's almost like a jealous spirit. You know what I mean? Like, if I give attention and have a conversation with Hannah, it knocks something over in the kitchen. Now, if I give attention to Jackson, it's doing something, to Kynan, like vice versa. You know what I mean? So it just seems like it's like a jealous kid not getting attention.
Now,
I've seen a young boy. I've actually seen him. Like, I physically thought it was Jackson, but it was not Jackson.
What was that?
That was me coughing.
Oh, okay. I do want to say, vape. We're not putting people up on panel tonight. Like, guys, this isn't EVPs, but Brian's channel is a paranormal channel. So, like, tonight we were talking to Anaki in a private call, and she said she wanted to get this off her chest. So that's why we decided to do tonight. If you guys have paranormal stories and you want to share them, reach out to Ghost or Brian or myself. It's probably easier to get a hold of me. There's many ways, guys. You can reach us on, you can reach me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I took my Snapchat down because so many people started adding me and sending me weird ass Snapchats. But I did take it down. So, like, there's multiple ways to reach out. My email's in my about section, guys. Email me. Myself and Lady Swan usually help Brian and Ghost schedule the people that are on EVPs on Thursdays. So if that's something you guys want to do, get a hold of me so we can get you up for EVPs. And somebody had mentioned Anaki praying. Now, this hasn't been just like a spur of the moment thing. Like, she prays all the time. And this has been going on for how long now?
3 years we've been in this house, but it seems like it has always followed Kynan around. I can remember Kynan being like a year and a half, because he wasn't 2 yet, but we had just moved out of my mom's house. And him running in, and he's talking, so it's obviously not him out of breath because he's talking to me. But yeah, I could hear what sounded like a little kid out of breath, like as if a little kid just came running from the school door to the car door. They'd be a little out of breath. That's all I heard. And then Kynan talking. So I heard like two separate things. So I feel like it's been following us for a long time. I feel like Kynan is, this is how I believe it to be, is Kynan is a light. And these things, whether they be bad or good, they follow Kynan. Well, Kynan's always lived with us. He's always lived with me. So any place I've ever lived, we've had bad problems. And it always seems like there's a little kid. Jackson has actually seen other than a kid. We've heard a little girl crying, laughing, number of entities, but I felt like it's really bad the last 3 years, if that makes sense. Like, really bad. To the point I had to call a priest to come and bless the house. And it helped for a little while. But when I say a little while, I'm saying like a few weeks. Versus, I felt like it just pushed it to a corner. And as soon as we were vulnerable again, now anybody that knows me knows I can be very vulnerable when it comes to Jackson. Jackson being so sick, it could be like I could be overly tired. I could be, get sick a lot, whatever it might be. I get vulnerable. And when I have my thoughts somewhere else, and that I felt like released it from wherever it was in the corner of the house. And I feel like it was in the kitchen. The last few nights I've recorded just audio, and I have actually caught breathing, walking around. It sounded like somebody picked up the dish drainer and then turned it upside down. And then things like cereal boxes being knocked over, and then you go in there and there's nothing out of place. Like, cabinets opening. I've been on a live stream where my cabinets opened I bought pink Himalayan salt because somebody said
That was me.
around, yeah, and border around your entire property. So I went out and bought Himalayan salt, and the Himalayan salt was being like knocked off, like where I had it, like up on the shelf. So I moved it, and I moved it into a cabinet, and the cabinet would open, and that would get knocked out, just that, and I would put it behind things. So I don't. I've always wanted to record and see what I would catch.
Yeah.
But I'm worried it's gonna make it stronger because I am acknowledging it, because me recording it, just the audio seems to have amped it up. Like it's pushed Jackson out of a desk chair. Like Jackson will come out and tell you he's sitting in a desk chair. Now those things are heavy, and it straight knocked him backwards. Now if he would have went an inch either way, he would have hit his head.
Yeah.
But the way, like, he fell and kind of guarded himself, he didn't really get hurt. It was more like a shock, like, holy crap type thing. So and I mean, I do want Jackson to come up because it really affects Jackson. I don't know if it's just because Jackson is such a sickly kid, or was a sickly kid. The last couple weeks he's been really sick, like not feeling very well, and it's picked on him more and more and more. You know what I mean? So, like, he'll be in the middle of a shower and come running out butt ass fucking naked and run into freaking bath in his room because whatever it was scared the crap out of him, or scratched him, or growled at him, or yelled at him, or whatever. So, it's just becoming to a point that I was out on the porch just a few days ago, and I know I was telling JoJo and Brian this story that, like, in the corner of your eye, sometimes you see something move or whatever, and you kind of just blow it off. Well, I seen, like, my door open and somebody walk out. Well, I knew kind of was getting ready to leave for work. So, like, in my brain, I would thought, it's kind, and he's going to start talking. So I went to go look, and right as I went to go look, something growled, like, on the other side of me. And then when I went to look, like in that split second of looking and the growling, kind of opened the door and walked out. And that point, I was like, I'm done. I'm freaking done. I gotta move out of here. Like, this is ridiculous. That freaked me out. And I was outside my house. And that freaked me out because I swear I seen somebody open the door and walk out.
That's insane.
And even like the noise like my door makes when you go to open it. Like, yeah, I had a video playing, but it wasn't like I had it full blast. You know what I mean? Because with my neighborhood, you really shouldn't have your headphones in full blast because you never know who's coming up them stairs. But I heard my door open, and I seen somebody walk out, and then I heard a growl. I look and kind of was just opening the door and walking out. And that was the point that now I'm like, I gotta move. And now I've been like actively trying to search for a place to move because I'm at my wit's end of it. And I just know it's gonna move with us though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey,
Dougie. Hey, Lee.
I don't think it's the place. I think it's us.
So weird.
And now I can. We started exploring, more or less just to get Jackson out of the house, out of the hospital, out of bed in general. Whether it was, walking around the hospital, exploring exploring outside the hospital, just out of bed. And he liked it. And so we started filming it. Well, I'd say 4 or 5 explores in, Jackson was attacked. And he started, like, kind of questioning, well, maybe I don't like this. And then we went and didn't really do an explore, but we were going to walk like on this path that's on a lake. So, and I actually heard somebody that wasn't there. And from that point, now I can hear them. So when we do go places, I hear it. I hear almost like whatever happened in that house. I can hear what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it be a woman screaming or jackhammers, or like I've been in the sugar mill and where I've heard the machines on, like stuff like that. So, and I've heard workers like in the sugar mill, but or like as if somebody was falling and that kind of a scream. So like, and it's been ever since I was at that freaking path. So we went back trying to whatever was following us, take it back there. Because that's where I first heard it. That was my thought. Go back there, tell it can't follow us from there. That it had to stay there. And I don't know from that point. Like, it's just, I hear anytime if I go into a grocery store, I can hear them. Like, I'll think somebody's behind me talking, and there's nobody there.
Now, are you sure it's not attached to you?
It could be attached to me. I don't know. I just know that.
Well, because you said you've done blessings on the house and that, and it's not working, but now that you're out and about and whatever, you can hear it. You can still feel it. You know what I mean? Usually, if it's an attachment to something in your house or the property, usually doesn't follow. Like, you usually, once you're out of there, you're usually like, like a sense of calm.
Yeah. Right.
It's your different.
And it could be just like it's worse when we're in this house. And Hannah living here like the last 2 months. She's been here 2 months now.
Mm-hmm.
She's tired. She's tired all the time. It wears you down to where you could sleep all day long. Kyan will sleep for 14 to 16 hours a day when he's not working. And Jackson's just as tired. And me, I always just blame on my medicine. Oh, well, I'm just tired, but I do feel like whatever it is jealous of my attention.
Yeah.
So if I have a conversation with Craig, you know what I mean? It's amping up somewhere else. If I pet the dog, it's amping up somewhere else. Like I've noticed the dog's toys move, shoes move, and our dog's a good dog. Like he won't chew your shoes. He never has. The only thing he will eat is if you leave tape out. And I don't know why, but you know how you can get decorative tapes?
Yeah.
He has a thing with it. Can't tell you how I want to beat his ass, though.
Maybe it's the adhesive on it.
Yeah. But he really doesn't get into things other than what he knows he can have, like his toys. Like he'll be running by his bucket of toys and grab one out. You know what I mean? Like, but it'll go from like being in the middle of the floor to being under the kitchen table, and the dog could be laying in the middle of the floor, like nowhere near it. And you get up to walk in the kitchen, it's in the doorway of the kitchen. You're like, okay, I swear that was just right there. Maybe the dog did do it. You know what I mean? Because once you start noticing it, you're like, wait, that wasn't there. I just went in there to start my coffee. I go back in there to get cream in it, and there's a freaking toy in the middle that clearly I would have tripped on. So I know that whatever it is, and I know this, it's very jealous of my attention.
Well, hell, I remember when you and I first started talking, almost every time you and I talked, something would like go on in your kitchen, or there'd be static. Even when it's just Aniki and I talking one-on-one, there's static. It's like it prevents her from talking to me. It's really weird. And it does the same thing like when I talk to my one sister Amber on the phone. Whatever she has at her house and whatever we have here does the exact same. Brian's even witnessed it to the point where it's cut our calls off completely. but yet the calls are still going.
Yeah.
See, I've been on the phone with Deborah's in the chat now, and I've been on the phone with her where she would hear a little kid, and then being on the phone with Kelly like a whole separate time, she'd hear a little kid, she'd hear like a tapping, and it was, she would mute herself and it would be coming through my microphone. And that's what I was telling Hannah earlier, is you think it's your video you're watching, so you pause your video, and then the sound keeps coming through your headphones.
Yeah.
Let's just say my phone is cracked, and it's not from dropping it, it's from throwing it, because that's your initial reaction, is to throw your headphones out.
Yeah.
And like the dog's ball, I walked in, the dog's standing at the door, like wagging his tail, and the ball, like as if somebody kicked it, and this was caught on a call, like, and it went like flying across the room, like. So I'm at my wit's end. I know that if I move, it's not going to solve it, just because it's been in every single home I've lived in, and probably since I was a little girl, that I know that we in Jackson will call it the haunted apartment.
Yeah.
Because that
you said it's been in every house that you've lived in, like every place you've lived.
Yeah.
Then I would almost guarantee it's you. It's got to be with you, because if it's with you when you're out, and it's with you when you're at home, and it's been everywhere that you've been, that sounds like it's attached to you.
How the hell do I get it to like cross over or leave me alone or do whatever?
You personally need like a blessing or a cleansing, or you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm not saying exorcism, because you're not possessed. It's just an attachment. You need to break the attachment. You need, what it sounds like to me is you need to find out what it wants, and then basically go from there.
Do you feel like now, okay, we are Catholic. We used to go to church like every Sunday, every, holy day of obligation, like you're supposed to, right? We went to confession regular basis. We did it all, like, and that's how, and then Jackson was just sick, but we would go when we could, right? Well, this last year has been super tough for me, super tough for Jackson. And I mean, of course, kind of, because he's like mine and Jackson's rock. But that, we stopped going, right? And it when we were going, it didn't matter. It was still happening to us. But like I found, like, my faith was strong then, but I found a new way to have faith stronger, if that makes sense. It doesn't mean that I don't believe somebody else's religion. I'm still classifying myself as Catholic. I still, I just don't go to church because I feel like church is for a community of people to get together and pray. And I don't find anything wrong with that. But what made me stop going to church was Jackson. And Jackson hasn't been confirmed Catholic. Like, he has not made his confirmation. Sorry, I don't want to go there. Like, it's not like religious talk, but like.
No, I know what you mean. And technically it is. It's part of it.
Right. And
Deborah mentioned something about the DVD.
Oh.
Did you film something?
Okay. So Jackson, hold on, I'll tell you the DVD story in a second.
Okay.
Jackson has like opened my eyes, I guess, to what the world is, right? And there's good in everything. There's good in, and that's how Jackson looks at the world. If there's a tree that's dying, well, that part's not dying. And now they can take that tree and they can make paper. They can, Jackson will find the good in every single situation. It doesn't matter if he sees a kid being bullied, he stands up for that kid. Like, he was seeing like God everywhere. He will tell you he's had full blown conversations with God, and he he made me see, like, this last year. Jackson has made me see that church is everywhere. Like, a community is everywhere. There's a community on YouTube. That community can believe what you believe. That community can accept you for just accepting you. There's community of people everywhere. And there's a community of those trees that talk to each other, that you do this for, whatever. But Jackson's the one that, like, opened my eyes and made me see things like, look at the way the sun is coming through those trees. Like, isn't that so amazing that can even happen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we were altered just a little bit, the earth it wouldn't be like that. Like, and it's not that it got me away from going to church, because all of us will tell you we miss going to church, but we miss that fellowship of it, more than anything else. And that relationship we all had with the priests at our church, because they will come to your house, they will sit down with you for coffee. They're not just, and that's just our church, you know what I mean? I can't say that for every Catholic church. They didn't judge people if you were this color, that color, if you were gay, straight. They didn't judge you. They accepted you into the church. If you wanted to be there, they brought you in as one of, you know what I mean? And but that was that one church. I've been to hundreds of other Catholic churches. I went to Catholic school. I know how they teach. So that's what we miss about that. But
now, maybe I missed this part, but why did you stop going?
we stopped going because we were missing so much of church. Jackson went through a throat surgery, which wasn't intended to be a throat surgery, but it collapsed his airway, and, like, he died on the table. And that took so long for him to heal. And the stories he told from dying, like the conversations he had with Jesus. But we miss so much, and then it just became a habit of, oh, well, this is nice, we have Sundays are kind of its only days off. We can do this, we can do that, we can go out exploring, whatever. Like, so we just kind of fell away from it.
Now, do you think that has anything to do with, like, this?
I kind of feel like that too, like Torm, that it divided us. It's trying to divide us, like, that we don't have that faith, so it can weaken us. And so it made it to where it felt nice that, you could sleep in till 10 o'clock on a Sunday, or you don't really have to go to that mass on a Wednesday, like, you can just hang out on YouTube. You can look, you don't have to go out in the bitter cold and do this. It was like, it was feeding that to us.
Now, this may be a dumb question, because this is what I would do, okay?
Yeah.
And it's probably, I don't recommend people to do this, but even though Brian and I do the paranormal stuff, okay? even though I'm a medium, even though I see them, I feel them, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I would still test the waters. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
given the fact of what's gone on and how you know it makes you feel, why, like, would you choose to go, like, would you be willing to choose to go back, even if it's only for a little bit, to kind of test the waters and see what happens with the atmosphere at home? Or is that something that you're not willing to?
Oh no, I would. I mean, all three of us, me, Jackson, and Kynan, we would all go back. You know what I mean? Like, we were thinking of going on Wednesday because it's Ash Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like, so.
So are you guys thinking
That's not something like I'm against going back to church.
No, I'm just saying, like, because going back to church, if it is that thing trying to separate you and wear you down, going back to church could anger it. You know what I mean? So the activity, it could go one of two ways. It could back off a bit, or it could amp up a bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, before people start going, oh my God, you're trying to, like, toy. No, I'm not trying to toy with it. But you have to rule out things in order to know how to deal with it.
Right.
You know?
Now, are you thinking that you brought this home from a haunted location? Yeah, since you were a kid.
I kind of feel like maybe more of them were able to find us from going to places, especially abandoned towns, businesses, places where people died. This trail that I said that's where I first heard something say something and caught it on camera, and there was nobody there.
Yeah.
That was right next to a cemetery of a religion that isn't mine. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it was like, saw Kynan as, hey, that's a light, saw me as, hey, that's a light, you know, or whatever. However they attach themselves to you and why they attach themselves to you, I don't know. But I just know that's the first time I heard it. And I even went back real recently, like this last week when I was sick, and actually went back and reviewed that particular video. And sure as shit, it's in that video. And it talks that whole time. And I only caught it talking like 2 or 3 times. But no, it talked that whole time.
Yeah,
it did things like hit the fence, like something was throwing rocks, you know, like, but we lived in a townhome, me and the boys, and my sister lived like 3 doors down. This is before she moved. She moved to Florida, and then from Florida, she moved to Arkansas, and that's where they're at now.
Yeah.
But she used to live in the same townhomes, but hers wasn't, it was attached with our townhomes, but it was like the house where the owner of the townhomes would have lived. And she lived in that house. So she was only 2 doors down from my townhome. And even she would hear, like, I was scared out of the house that I ran out, called her on the phone, on my cell phone. I was telling her, you got to come over here. Whatever it is running up and down the stairs. Now, we didn't have anybody above us. We didn't have anybody below us. It was a townhome. It's 2 stories. So I ran out and went and got, you know, my sister came over, and she came in and walked to the kitchen, and we were standing there, and she's facing the patio door.
Yeah.
And Kynan is in front of the patio door, but looking at her, and I'm standing like off to the side, right? And we're all just standing there waiting and listening for it. And then you heard it run down the stairs, run down the hallway, and breathe. You could hear the breath on my sister. Like, I mean, she'll tell you, like, she could feel the breath on her. You know, you could hear it. And then she saw in the reflection of the patio door Kynan's shirt lift. Like it was just being like held there. Like as if somebody had the back of his shirt. And it freaked her out, and she didn't come into that house after that. And shortly after that, she moved to Florida. So I can't say that's why she moved, but because it's not. But it sure as heck was like a confirmation for me that there was something that was not human.
So from the very moment you felt really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All the way up until now.
Yeah. So, now I have me and the boys, which is probably not a good idea. Don't mess with something you don't know what the hell you're doing. Just don't. Like, don't toy with it. But me and the boys, we thought it was kind of like exciting. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you know, there's somebody else in this house. It's a spirit. Oh my God, it's a ghost. We have a ghost, you know, like, and
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
yep, it was one of them
hey,
moments.
Ghost kills.
Thanks, Ghost Skills, for the raid.
Aw.
No,
So we
which one is
started,
it?
Shannon.
Yeah.
Naylor.
Oh, it's Shannon's birthday too. I was in that stream.
Oh, thanks, Shannon. Happy
Naylor
birthday.
raid.
You're behind
Ghost. So we started recording and asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing came across as its name was
Thanks,
Bob.
Shannon.
So the boys would make fun of it, right? They were like,
Yeah.
oh, your name's Bob, you know, and kind of, Jackson was
So taunting.
little, you know what I mean? Yeah, and they kind of still do. Like they make a dog voice, and so the dog has a song that they make the dog sing about Bob being the ghost that picks on him.
Yeah.
You know, but and right around that time, we bought the movie Paranormal Activity.
The first one,
we watched it. We were freaked out by it. We put it back in its case, and I put it on its movie shelf, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay, we're not watching that ever again. We're not going to talk to this thing ever again. We're just done. You know, I'm ignorant. I was ignorant. Like, if you just stop talking to it, it'll stop happening. No.
But what about the DVD?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's the movie. I would put it somewhere, and then, a day, maybe 2 days later, it would be like on the DVD player. And I'm like, okay, when are you guys watching this? This is a rule. We're not allowed to watch it anymore. I'd put it back up on the shelf. Now, I did this several times, okay? And it happened every time. Like, it would end up on the DVD player, like, watch me.
Yeah.
To where I took it and I threw it in the dumpster. Jackson was 3. There's no way 3-year-old's going to climb up in a dumpster searching for that DVD. I was like, maybe jumped in the DVD and jumped in the dumpster and got it.
Yeah.
But that DVD was back in my house.
Hey, Lou.
And I was like, okay, maybe I threw away like a whole nother movie. Hi, Lou. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe out of the confusion, I threw that movie away. A different movie away.
Yeah.
So I went when Kynan was at school. Jackson was taking a nap, so they wouldn't have known that I threw it away. and I threw it in the other dumpster. And I'm not even joking you. Later that day, that DVD player was on my DVD.
What?
No way.
You mean
Now
the
this
DVD was on your
happened.
DVD player?
Yeah. Now I did that 3 times. I even took it to a different dumpster in another complex. And it was right back on my DVD player. So I had this brilliant idea. I was getting ready to drive to Arkansas, but this was like years later, right? And
Yeah.
this DVD player or this movie would just be out randomly. So I put it in, those tubs with the locked lids where you'd have to like pull the tabs over it. And it would be out of its box. So I was like, did you guys watch this movie? Now, by now, this is years later, my kids know how I feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay, well, my kids aren't liars, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
would put it somewhere else, locked up. It'd be out, just sitting like on my desk. It'd be sitting, on the table. It'd be sitting just wherever. So we were driving to Arkansas for vacation, and me and Ghost were talking about it, and we decided. Deborah might have been on the call. I can't quite remember. To drop it without a return address, to drop it in a random mailbox, just somewhere, whatever state, just not in my state.
You should have dumped it in a red box.
Yeah. And then sealed it.
Even though it wasn't from Redbox, just send it to Redbox. Like, hey, you guys take this.
Yeah.
I hope you just put
You
it
can
in the
have it for
mail and
free.
ship it to Lou Rock.
No.
COD.
Yeah,
That
I'm all
shit
set.
never ever came back, but
I had
for that
somebody
to
tell
just
me.
keep happening to me, it was like, okay, I'm done. Like, frick that.
I had a person trying to send me a haunted doll before. I'm like, nope. No, thank you.
I won't take them either. I don't want it.
No,
I
I'm good.
got enough crap in this house. If somebody wants to come spend the night, you can have my bed. Just saying.
Spirit or person? What are we talking about here?
Any person. You want to come spend the night in my house? I won't be here. I'm out. It's to the point that I'm like done. Like hearing a growl, and I know it came from that freaking mirror, and kind of was going to bed, and I was like, no, he was leaving for work, so he was already running late. I was like, I don't care. You're taking that mirror to the dumpster. He goes, well, it's too heavy. I said, you're a man. Take it to the dumpster. And he took it. But
now, here's a question, Aniki. Did any of you guys try any like games or tests through any mirrors in the house?
No.
What's the matter, Lou? You don't want my creepy doll I tried to send you? Come on, Lou.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm all set.
What's weird about that mirror is you would go to clean it, and it was almost like there was, if you took 3 fingers and dragged it across with dirty fingers.
Oh, Ghost took his doll out, that thing. Oh my God.
That doll looks like a doll I seen at the Spring Hill Cemetery.
Yeah.
Almost exactly. It got one eye out of it. It looks exactly like the one from Spring Hill Cemetery.
That one could be haunted Ghost for sure.
You bought it. It's a Halloween prop.
Now I'm getting ready to go do this lockdown at the jail with Ghost. Well, I'm not getting ready, but in a few months.
That's going to be awesome.
It is.
That is going to be awesome.
Go, but
I'm going to be at the gates going, oh my God, let me out. Oh my God, let me out.
And like, we're going to be there in July, but I don't know when because I'm waiting for the details from Dad.
Oh, you got to find out because if there's still tickets, like I will buy you and Brian a ticket, but I got to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already told Ghost that. Like,
that's what I'm afraid
I'd buy
of.
their ticket.
I'm afraid
to say, buy the ticket, and then it not match with the plans.
That's what
I'm
afraid of. Yeah. Same
that's
thing. Yep.
Yeah, afraid of that too.
I don't want to have that and spend that money and then find out
not be able to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you, Lou, I would drive to your house and drag you by your ear and put you in the car and make you go.
You're going to come all the way to Massachusetts from Colorado?
Why not?
It would
All
probably
right.
be easier for us to drag them.
Yeah, stop in the truck on the way and grab them.
I had a television scout come here all the way from California to talk to me.
Really?
See?
Yeah, that was amazing. I was like, really? Little old me? Are you kidding me? She's like, oh, I
It's
got
like
two
another
other
10
people.
hours to lose from here and another 10 hours back.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, see?
I just checked out a train ticket to California. 74-hour drive. 74 hours in a train.
Okay.
It's just that trip's just going to be just me and Jackson. Kind of can't take that time off because we are taking a trip to Florida as well.
Yeah.
And
So
that's the
Jackson's
trip.
going to experience it full blown with you.
Well,
When are
he
you
can't.
going to
He can't be
Florida?
on the lockdown with us.
When are you going?
We're shooting for May.
Oh, that's my birthday.
Oh.
May 10th. I was born on Mother's Day.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Your mom probably didn't think that was too cool at the time, but until after it was over, and then she's like, "Oh yay,
Yeah.
that's really a sign. Happy Mother's Day."
She probably held me in until Mother's Day.
Right?
Like, you're not coming till tomorrow, you son of a bitch.
So, I mean, I've done everything from sage to getting crystals that people told me keep this crystal on you at all times, like to everything. Like we have bottles of holy water, I swear, in every corner of the house. And I was telling, I believe Ghost and JoJo Brian were on the call. Then the holy water I have right here on like the shelf before you walk into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Now it's next to the Himalayan salt lamp. Literally, like, I don't know how this happened, but it flew across the room. It would have had to pick up and go over the lamp in order for it to have went where it went.
Mel said when you guys all go down to Florida, you can meet up with her and Rebecca.
Where's Mel from? Where's Mel
They're in
from?
Florida, but
Yay.
I don't know where.
Where?
Mel, we're about in Florida.
I'm gonna be in the Tampa area.
That's funny, me too.
Tampa,
Florida.
Oh yeah, we're already looking at places that we can stay and stuff like that. But
well, I got a place down there. It's a freaking mansion, and I'm not joking. It's a mansion. You could actually check it out in one of my videos. I could send you a link. I rented this mansion down there. We threw this big giant pool party. All the kids, all the YouTubers. It was amazing. $100
I think
a night.
I watched that video.
Yeah, that place was only $100 a night.
Wow.
I've paid more for crap hotels that are like one bed.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
True.
Lou.
Oh, Mel is from Spring Hill?
Yes, that's what I was just going to tell you.
Wow.
I actually used to live in Spring Hill. That's crazy.
That would be awesome to meet up with you guys.
Spring Hill is where that mansion is that I rented, right off of Deltona.
Yeah, that trip will be me and the two boys. So.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to rent that thing again, man. But last time I went down, even though the place was only $100, stupid me, after staying there for a week, I was like, man, I want to stay for another week. That was a silly move. But we had fun.
Yeah.
I think I was broke for the next 2 years, but it was all worth it. All worth it.
Oh yeah, it would have been, man. The fun you would have had there, the price, it was.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, any other place, if we were going to stay at a hotel, it would have cost us as much as 2 weeks anyways.
Yeah.
Hotels are $150, $200. It's crazy. So I do like using those apps, like the home renting apps where people rent their personal homes.
Yeah,
you get
Airbnb.
Yeah, I used HomeAway. And we're not sponsored by either one of those guys. We're just saying they're cool to use. Well, I'm saying it. Brian's not. Or,
yeah.
I mean, this is Bobby's live stream, right?
Nope. Hey, Megan.
So, anyways, this I hate to like
Anaki, you heard
switch
the
gears,
other.
but I'd like to get Jackson to tell some of the things that have happened to him, if that's okay.
Oh yeah.
Anaki, did you
Because
hear? I talked to Brian or I talked to Bobby the other day for like 2 hours.
yeah, I was
And
on the call with you guys,
oh,
and I
that's so.
He thought it was me.
For 2 hours, and he forgot Aniki was on the call.
that's okay.
Don't
They
do
were
flower,
talking.
guys.
They were talking about stuff, so I was like
Stay off the flower.
dead silent.
Stay off the flower. Oh.
Where's Jackson? Jackson's jumping on.
Jackson.
Come on, Jackson. I think he is, yes. Okay.
Okay.
Brian,
Nice.
our coffee.
Just unplug it.
Oh, okay.
One more, and then we won't have any more
All
tonight.
right, guys. So here's Jackson.
I don't know what to say.
He's like already in
It's cold.
laying down.
Is this babyfish?
Wow.
Say thanks, Lou.
No thanks.
Well, like,
No, that's the baby face.
no, I'm not the big
Yeah.
face. Oh, rude.
What am I supposed to talk
Babyfish.
Okay, so tell us,
about?
Jackson.
Oh, yeah. So I was just in bed watching YouTube, and my thing that I hold all my clothes on, it felt like the whole thing fell over. It was anchored in the wall, and it just fell, and it could have killed me.
He was like, you were just right there. Though.
Yeah, no, I
You were
wasn't.
playing guys right before
Well,
that.
like an hour before that.
Yeah.
Like if I was down there and it fell, it would have killed me. Well, maybe not killed me, but
That's crazy.
I was actually on the call with your mom when that happened.
oh yeah, I was like on my chair and then one playing video games, and it, like pushed me over, kind of like shoved me, and it made the chair fall down and me. And then just yesterday, me and my brother in the kitchen, and the light turned on by itself and then turned back off. So we went walking out, and I went in there alone to finish making the food, and it turned on again by itself after I heard like a whisper in my ear. And then yesterday, the water in the sink turned on all by itself. Yeah, it's pretty kind of crazy.
And that happens like all the time.
Yeah, stuff like that happens all the time.
That is crazy.
The light switch thing is like a new thing, and that's what I'm saying. Is it getting stronger that it has the ability to do that now? Like, but with these recordings I've been doing, like you can hear the light switch, like flipping on, and like obviously I'm asleep, so I don't know if somebody got up to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? But doors shutting, things like that. Jackson's been scared to death. I mean, like right out of the shower and ran into the room.
It would be cool if you hooked up a Connect in your house.
Oh my god, I couldn't imagine
Yeah,
being.
that's
Oh my god, there'd be like 40 of them. Oh, you know
that's
what?
the way to go.
I will tell you guys a story, but Jackson got up the other morning to go get a towel. Do you remember that? From the dryer? And you came running back in here saying there was somebody in the kitchen?
Yeah, I woke up and I went to go grab a towel from the dryer, and I was like almost in the kitchen, and I saw something like kind of really long and tall. It was like kind of slunched over too, and it was like bald. It was really skinny, and it didn't look at me or anything, but I just saw it standing like by the dryer and the washer. So I came running back in here. And
I would go running out of the damn house.
yeah.
Well, kind of got jumped out of bed and, like cocked his gun. He was like, thought somebody was in the freaking house.
Yeah.
All right. I have a quick little story. When I was younger, I had a very important appointment. Like this appointment was so freaking important that I made it to it. It was life changing. Like if I missed it, like I was gonna miss out of on stuff that would have benefited my life. So it was really important to make it to this meeting. So that morning, I had stayed up all night because I was nervous about the next day. So I was really tired and I was not like waking up.
Yeah.
And I swear I was like half asleep and I'm sitting there and I'm hearing an alarm, but I'm being lazy. I don't want to get up and I'm falling back to sleep. And then all of a sudden, my blanket flies off me straight towards the wall and freaks me out. I was in the basement at the time and my mom lived upstairs and I was screaming. I came upstairs like, what the hell was what? Like, did you just rip the blankets off of me? And she's like, I didn't do nothing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Somebody just ripped the freaking blankets off me, ripped me out of bed. And it was a good thing. It's almost like a family member was like, get your ass up. You need to go. Like, you need to do this. That was crazy.
That's insane.
Wow. So do you guys remember those iPods and like
Tide Pods?
no, the iPod. I think they were called iPods. Yeah, and you could record music on them, but you could also
Mike Bogs?
I'm gonna kick your ass. Come on, we're going to Massachusetts. It's time to kick Lou Rock's ass.
iPods.
Wait for you at your P.O. box. We'll be
White
waiting.
frogs?
He's right here, Lou. These
Oh, big logs.
Oh my God. Come on, we're gonna go wait by his P.O. box. So when he gets there, I'm gonna kick your ass.
It's on.
So Kynan was dating this girl and he was in high school, and it was that time that we were messing with the recording yeah, see see, in the haunted house. Jackson just called it the haunted house.
In the world. Well, maybe. Who knows what this one's gonna do now?
And we had the brilliant idea of recording it. Now, this is a Kynan story. I'm going to put Kynan now because, all right, Kynan, do you remember when you and Alyssa, we were recording the person in the haunted house that we lived in? And we were listening to it back. We watched Paranormal Activity, all that. And you were dating Alyssa at the time. And then, we got the brilliant idea of recording from both your guys' iPods, and what came across on Alyssa's. So I'm going to have Kynan tell you guys what we caught. And we recorded more than once or twice, but we literally caught people in our house. And not just one person or two people. We caught a ton of freaking people in our house. Right?
Yeah, probably like a dozen spirits, full on manifestations.
Wow.
Just walking around the house, up and down the stairs, going in and out of the bathroom, the kitchen. You could visibly see their head, body, arms, legs, everything.
Somebody in an old Victorian dress.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Yeah. And they dated for quite a while, like 3 years, and I don't ever even know what even happened to Kynan's iPod that some of that stuff was recorded on, but so yeah, I think this crap's been following us around for a long time, and um, Deborah wants me to tell you guys the dime story.
Mm-hmm. The dime story. That's a good one. I like that one.
So my dad passed away November 1st, 2012. The day, like the early morning. So it was like right after Halloween. We were at the hospital with him. Jackson refused to go trick or treating that night with his cousins. He was just like, yeah, no. Um, he just wanted to stay with his grandpa, whatever. He passed away, and I was the youngest, and it was my job to clean out his apartment, and then get Salvation Army to come and get the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
And going through a lot of his stuff, I found a jar. Okay, so he used to keep his quarters in this like wicker basket looking thing, right? But it was little, and he kept his quarters for, laundry. Um, and then nickels and pennies were just thrown in like a cup, like a regular cup. But for some reason, he had a fancy glass, like a fancy jar, and it had dimes in it. Now, I don't know the significance of he had why he kept just the dimes like that, and not have thrown the dimes, the nickels, and pennies all in one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was a big jar, and it was real fancy, kind of. So we cleaned out his apartment, and got Salvation Army to come get the rest of his things. Like he would stuff money in books and stuff like that. So, um, I let the boys pick out what books they wanted because, he had a lot of Scandinavian, a lot of Finland, Norway, those types of books, the histories and stuff. And so Jackson, like, wanted a bunch of those books. Now we didn't know till later, but there was quite a bit of money hidden inside those books.
Mm-hmm.
But we also gave away probably 4 boxes of books. So who knows? But now I kept the jar of dimes for like the longest time until, that time when you need your dimes for cigarettes or, whatever.
Yeah.
You need your change. But shortly after we were back in Colorado, I started like seeing dimes. Like it'd be in odd places where, like, that part where you would shut the door and that little ledge right there from the door to your seat right there, there would be a
Yeah.
dime right there. You'd open the door and get ready to step out, there would be a dime. You'd vacuum the floor, and there would be a dime in the middle of the floor. Like things like that. So I started like being like, okay, that's weird. Like I'm finding dimes everywhere. Um, and so we started like putting the dimes back in that fancy jar. And I was, my mom would come over, my sisters, they'd be like, what's the deal with the dimes? And I would tell them the dime story. And then they would start finding dimes. And I don't know if it was like my dad being like, because we had this long conversation about why would he keep just dimes? And it was
Yeah.
something to do with when him and my mom were married. Like there was a significance there. And still to this day, like you will find like just random dimes. And sometimes you can find like 10 a day. Like,
Do you know if they're silver or not? Because there was dimes that were pure silver before 1964, I believe.
Yep.
I will have to go and like I'll look at all of them. just to see, because I'm not, I mean, I didn't never knew that, so I didn't look, but I will look, but there's probably hundreds and hundreds of dimes in there, so, you know, and then there's at one point that it was, like, we just started saying, okay, every time we found a dime, it was Daddy saying hi. So
Yeah.
I'm like, walking, I pick up a dime, hi, Daddy, you know, kind of like nonchalant type of thing. And then my sister calls and goes, well, it's weird because the last few days we've just been finding nickels. I said, holy crap, me too. And I swear at the same time we both like looked up and went, are you broke this month, Dad? Because it was just nickels that we were
Yeah.
finding there for a minute. So, but I don't know. I mean, I've heard of, if you go to a cemetery, like you'll see dimes. I've been to old cemeteries where there's like not dimes, but just change in general on
Jewish people
headstones.
actually do it. It's actually a sign of respect for the Jewish religion.
It is.
Oh,
Yep.
I don't know if there's a significance to that, or if that just meant like I don't know. I would vacuum the floor and there would be a dime. I'd be like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way. Like, I would have ran that over with a vacuum. Um, Same thing. Like, you know, you spray off your counters and getting ready to start cooking dinner, and you go to grab a cutting board, you go to set it down, and there would be a dime just right in the middle of your counter. You're like, okay, hi, Daddy. Stick it in your pocket. And I don't know. But it happens to us still to this day, so I don't know.
Wow. So does this all happen in the house you're in now, or is that the old place?
It's happened in since he's died, since 2012. It's been happening. So even when we sold everything here in Colorado and in our townhome, we sold my car, we sold everything, and moved to Arkansas. It happened at my sister's house too, where we were
Yeah.
staying. So when we got back from Arkansas, this is where we came. So we've been here ever since. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's happened ever since that day, like that. Ever since I cleaned out that apartment and I cashed in all his change, and you know, and I don't know if it was like replace my dimes type thing. I don't know. I mean, those dimes could have been worth a lot of money. Maybe he was collecting the dimes that were silver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know, because
I think
I would have never known that about the dime.
yeah, it could have been collectible dimes too.
And I just right now swear to you guys that I just saw Jesus's face in the hallway.
What?
Yeah, that was a really, like, I keep like looking, like staring, because yeah, it was just the face though.
Yeah.
Like, kind of, I'm freaking shaking. That's not something you should be scared of. But that was crazy. You don't expect to look up and see that. So yeah.
Now, I know that you said that you've done everything like sage and cleansing and all that, but you've never done it to yourself, right?
No.
Even okay, so walk me through what you do when you have like saged your house.
Right.
No, walk me through it. Like, what did you do?
I started in the very back room, um, in the farthest corner from the door, and I left
Mhm.
the door open, and I left all the windows open, and I saged from every corner, from ceiling to the floor,
Okay.
in the closet, in that area, in that room, and then I shut the door, and then I moved to the next room while I was praying and demanding it to get out of that room. And just because it was me and Craig both doing it. And Craig could be very aggressive, like. And
now, did you like sage yourself before you did that? Like you smudged yourself before you did it?
No.
You're supposed to.
You are. Did you feel sick afterwards?
When
Yeah.
when you finished it, did you feel like really sick?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't do yourself first. So like you're supposed to do yourself and anyone that lives in that home. And that's your protection, because when you go around and sage your home and you're protecting your home, if you leave it open to you like that, it's going to make you sick. It's going to affect you.
Yeah. I even think that next day I was so drained that, like, I slept that whole next day. Like, I mean, kind of had to get Jack to school and get him home. And
where did you put the ashes?
We have like a little metal. It's hard to explain. Like a little iron skillet, like a little metal one. So I was just using that because I didn't,
Yeah, but I mean, like when you were done, where did you put it?
In the trash can.
You're supposed to throw it outside your home.
Because within those ashes, that spirit is still in there.
Yeah, that's
ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
That's why you throw it out.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to like leave all your windows and that closed, sage the house. First, you start with yourself and anyone who lives in the home, then you do the house. And when you're done doing the house, you take those ashes outside of your house, and it can be outside your door, it can be off your property, doesn't matter. It just has to be outside your house.
Yeah.
And you have to leave them out there. Like literally
I
dump
heard you were supposed to leave your front door open because to get it to go out.
No, that's what the dumping of ashes do.
Okay, so whoever told me how to do it, like, didn't tell me that. I have I do what like JoJo does, right? She keeps, but you guys obviously know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I've kept the sage by my door, my front door. Just because I thought like it would keep anything from coming back in,
as
right?
a barrier.
Yeah, and obviously, like, it's still in my house, so like obviously the sage is doing no good.
Well, I mean, you can't really say it's not doing any good, because if it wasn't saged properly and you didn't dump the ashes outside the home, that could be why it's not working for you.
Yeah. Like here, Aniki, we keep ours here.
Up. It's camera up.
Because that's the basement.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So we keep whatever at bay down in the basement.
Yeah, it can stay in the basement.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
Okay.
Can you turn the camera? Not really flattering.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I did, but I didn't, because I heard you're supposed to start from the furthest room.
North side.
Northwest.
Okay,
yeah, northwest.
Okay, now this is what's weird. Is that the furthest room from the front door is the southeast bedroom.
Yeah, no, you need northwest.
So it's completely opposite.
Yeah, you need to start with yourself.
Now, if I could remember who had told me how to do it, I would drive there and smack them one. Just saying.
Head to toe, all around yourself, all around everyone that's in your house, head to toe, same deal. And then you do northwest and work your way through each corner, every doorway, every window, everything.
Okay. And then put the salt down.
Yeah.
Yeah. After you dump the ashes outside.
You can do a salt for barrier to keep it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Now I know Lou Rock knows a lot of this too because I've seen him do it a few times.
I don't think Lou will touch the sage anymore since he got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't never touch sage. I used it once and ended up almost dying of pneumonia.
Yeah, see, both my boys have asthma, and Kynan has it real bad. So, and somebody told me, well,
After
if you have
that,
asthma, don't have him in
I
the house. But I was
I
like, well, that's not good
I
enough.
looked up the effects of sage.
Yeah.
Now, to sage like outside my house, I would do that, but to do it indoors, I found out there's an active ingredient inside sage. It's thujone. It's like Oujune or something like that. Thujone,
Mm-hmm.
and that chemical can give you some really messed up side effects.
Yeah, if you're using it like all time, like you have to be using it in excess.
Well, I
for
was
it
in
to
a
affect you.
confined. You got to think. I'm in a room. We're cold. It's Massachusetts. We put plastic on our windows here.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
there's no ventilation for this room, and I'm burning a big old bundle of sage because I used to have the big giant ones.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
I'm rubbing it on myself because I'm thinking it's making me like safer or something, because that's when I was having really bad panic attacks and I didn't know if it was an attack from a demon or something. So I'm sitting there
Yeah.
saging the heck out of myself. And
Now, when I
yeah.
say sage yourself, I don't mean it like rubbing the ash on you. You're supposed to waft the
Smoke.
the
smoke. There we
smoke,
go.
and
You're
I
supposed
was
to waft
wafting
it
it.
at
I was
yourself.
wafting a little bit too much, man. I was wafting a crap ton.
Yeah, you don't need a crap ton.
Well, I'm me.
It's not flour, Lou. Lay off the sage.
Hey, it's only $4 for like the biggest, fattest roll of it.
See, ours is sage and sweetgrass.
Sweetgrass doesn't bother me. I like sweetgrass actually.
Ours is mixed with sweetgrass. So it's like a bundle of sage and it's got sweetgrass.
I like sweetgrass by itself.
Technically, you're supposed to waft the smoke with an eagle feather.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
eagle feathers are kind of hard to come by.
They're against
Not here.
They're against the law. You
Well,
can't own an eagle feather.
Can in Canada.
Oh, you can't here in the United
Yeah,
States.
you can now. They're not on the endangered species list anymore. They've been taken off.
No, there's some weird law that you can only like own a certain feather. It's like one feather, like a turkey feather or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You can use a turkey feather. You can use a turkey feather.
Yeah,
Turkey
and I
feather
think
works.
that's the only feather you're allowed to own. Hold on, let me look it up.
That's a weird ass
Yeah,
law.
they
What are
sell.
they gonna do? Raid your house?
What if you find one though?
Right?
You can find them out in the wild. I mean, like eagles are making a comeback around here. I had a friend who had one in his front yard the other day. Got a picture of it, and so
We
like
have the white
eagle
tail one.
feathers, hawk feathers, like the red tail hawk feathers, turkey feathers, any kind of wild large bird will work. But it's
Yeah.
the shamans would use like eagle feathers.
Yeah.
Well,
The biggest thing
we
around
know
here
that
though
there's
was for years they were on the endangered species list, and it was actually illegal to harvest eagle feathers or anything like that. Even if you found one in the wild, you wasn't supposed to have it.
Yeah.
But now they're not on the endangered species list anymore. So
Yeah, see up here
Well,
you can get them.
I do know that there's like a family of eagles that live downtown in
Yeah.
the zoo. That don't count.
Don't break into the
I
zoo.
can't pluck one.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our reservation up here, our native reservation, you can get all that stuff.
I think that's the only people that are allowed to own whatever they want is Native Americans.
Yeah.
you can buy all kinds of different feathers, even at like Joann's Fabrics and things like that for crafting.
But are
And
they
mostly,
real?
usually they're turkey feathers or ostrich plume.
I'm looking at right here. Oh, cockatoo. That's a cockatoo.
So, Wilby has a question in the chat, and he wanted to know what the priest said when he like first came into my house, and
Oh, you can have them. You can't sell them.
Right.
It says feathers, most wild duck and geese you can't sell except for mallards. You can sell other kinds of duck feathers only if is for fly tying or fishing.
huh.
Here's a weird ass.
Upland birds
Right?
like people hunt, like turkey, grouse, and pheasant. Each state can have more restrictive laws than others. All right.
A lot of archers and stuff that use the recurve bows will fletch their arrows with the actual split, like eagle feather or owl feathers. You know, some kind of large bird feather that they can split and use for fletchings on arrows.
Oh, here you go. Feathers from almost all other birds, not eagles, but also not seagull feathers. Unless you have a permit to kill, you can't sell them or so. All right, maybe you can do it if you got a permit. But all right. So you might need permits. There's all kinds of funky laws when it comes to feathers.
Yeah.
And you have to check which state you're into because every state is different.
Yeah. See, up here it's totally different. There's no laws on that. And the natives up here, they don't kill the birds. Like, it's one of those, they have them, and when they molt, that's when they pick up the feathers from them. You know what I mean?
I seen a video of a freaking golden eagle snatching a little kid up today, and he picks him up and drops him. He was a little bit too heavy, but oh man, it was horrible. Luckily, the kid had a winter jacket on, and the claws didn't get him. He was okay, but it scared the crap out of him.
Well, will be Aniki, you can answer that question. You kind of trailed off, cut you off.
Oh,
sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
So Wilby wanted to know what the priest, because I had been talking to the priest at our church for a while about what was going on in our house, and asked if he would come bless our house. He automatically, like, there was no question, you know what I mean? So he didn't say a whole lot, you know, about how he felt when he came in. Just a look on his face, like, kind of like scrunched eyebrows, like, and, you know, proceeded to bless the house or whatever. And when we were walking him out, he says, "There's something dark living in your house. There's a demon in your house." And, you know, to him, like, he said that he knew it didn't leave. It was reluctant to leave.
Meaning it would never leave.
And, like, he could hear it. Because he was, you know, the priest was, like, going at it. It was almost like he fingered where the thing was. Almost like, and it was in the kitchen. So, he said it's reluctant to leave. It's a demon. There's a demon in your house. And he said that he would have to keep coming back and trying to keep it, you know, in that corner kind of thing, because it was not ever going to leave without an exorcism.
Well, I gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, Lou.
No, I was just trying to get away. Just trying to get away from Manaki.
He didn't say I'm the demon.
Yeah, but I don't want you passing your freaking demons off on me, man.
So, yeah, that answers Wilby's question.
Yeah,
we
like
thought everything was all good because it felt different in here when he was done, but it didn't last.
normally having a priest in a place where resides a demonic makes it a whole lot worse.
Yeah, he said it would need like an exorcism, like they would have to
Yeah.
exorcise the house. So whatever wanted to be here is gonna stay here. Like, something. I don't know. I'm at my, like I said, my wit's end. So I just
So you've been seeing
not quite what
apparitions
to
of
do.
yourselves. So
Just that of the little boy, like it looked like a real person standing behind me. It didn't look like see-through like you would think, you would see a spirit.
Oh, you listen, I've seen the same thing. I seen a spirit that looked exactly like a regular person,
yep.
clothes,
Yeah.
not see-through, just you couldn't tell the difference of it's a ghost or not. The only reason I knew it was a ghost is because we were in a high-rise apartment in New York City and somebody was in an apartment when nobody was actually there. I woke up, there was a guy standing there. I thought he lived there because I that was the first time I ever been there.
Yeah.
And so I go back to sleep. I wake up like an hour later. I ask my godfather because it was my godfather's house and it was his mother's house. And I'm like, who was that? Was that your stepdad this morning at the table? And he's the one who gave me the name Lou Rock. He's like, Lou Rock, there's nobody here. It's me and you. My mom went to work. I'm like, dude, there was this old guy with gray hair at the table. And he actually started thinking about it. And he told his mom when his mom got home, and his mom was like, she started pulling out pictures. She's like, "Do you see the guy? He was right in her book. It was her boyfriend. He had passed 6 months before. He used to sit where I seen him every morning, drink his coffee, and read a Spanish newspaper." And she was flipping out because of what I told him he was doing. I told her, I said, "Listen, he was sitting at that table in that chair, and he had a newspaper and he had a coffee, and I could smell the coffee." And she just started crying. She was like, "Oh my God, you don't even know. He sat there every day. He read his newspaper. He drank his coffee. That's what he used to do."
Wow.
Now, one thing is those buildings in New York, they have
Yeah.
they have granite from like the bottom to the top of the building. And I've heard that granite can like hold energy and stuff.
Yep.
So I don't know if maybe the granite is like an antenna that increases the chance of something imprinting there. But that was my first paranormal experience at the age I was 16. It was like between the ages 16 and 18. And I didn't really know it at the time, but it was really crazy. That was a crazy moment in my life. It was just like, whoa, are you kidding me? I swear there was a dude there this morning. And then the way I explained it to my godfather, and that was the way the guy looked. And you know what? My godfather is the person who could corroborate this story because he's the one person in the world who's totally amazed because that happened. You know what I mean? Like he witnessed it. He's seen how it happened and he knows like that's a 100% true story. He did not look see through. So yeah, and oh, what did he look like, Anaki?
Well, he was a little boy, and I seen him. I'm doing my makeup, and I seen him in the mirror, like behind me, and like my brain thought it was Jackson, so I turned around, and it wasn't Jackson. There's nobody there, and I left the bathroom. I went and looked. Kynan was asleep. Jackson was asleep. Craig was not here. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe Jack came out. You know what I mean? Like, trying to make logic of it. Like,
Yep.
maybe Jackson got up and saw that I was in the bathroom, so he went back in bed. Went back to doing my makeup, and there he was again. And he was like a person. He was looked like a real person.
He was a real boy.
He was probably about 9 or 10, maybe, and in like clothes like we would wear now. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't like from 1850s, or you know what I mean? They were like clothes of now. He had a t-shirt on, like a navy blue t-shirt on. He looked real to me. So then I thought, oh my God, is somebody maybe in my house? I looked around, there's nobody here. And then I continued seeing him every time I looked in any mirror in my house. I heard something go psst when I was getting ready to go to the bathroom. And for some reason, instead of looking at where it came from, I looked in the mirror, and that little boy was standing in the bathtub.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is, right across from the mirror. I was like, I just pulled up my pants and, I didn't go to the bathroom right then. Just freaked out. You know what I mean? So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, initially, you freak out. It's scary.
It is.
And then to get over that fear, like the only thing that I've found that is working, like, for me, and it works for Jackson, works for kind of, is praying. I mean, kind of camera for his GoPro on his helmet will go on and start recording stuff. And that's not like, a GoPro isn't just something like that would just, when it's low battery, do that. It's a button you actually have to push in for it to even go on. So, he never caught anything because it was always aiming, at a wall or towards the floor, but it's like connected to his helmet. But yeah, and then so we had little tiny kid finger marks that looked like almost like Jackson had dragged his dirty fingers across the mirror in the living room. And I always got creeps from that freaking mirror. I would see like shadows, if you look in it, you'd see like something quick go by you. Like, so the mirror in the living room is no more, because it
Yeah.
was like you would clean it, but it was still there. It was almost like it was in between the glass, like these finger marks. And yeah, we had to get rid of the mirror, but I mean, I was asleep. This was before we had our house blessed by the priest. Like when you're falling asleep, so like, you know what I mean? Like you're falling asleep real good, and
Yeah.
but something kind of startles you to wake up, but you don't open your eyes. That kind of feeling of something coming in my room, and it's almost like you could imagine what it looked like just from the way it came walking in the room. And then it walked to the end of the bed. Then it jumped up on the bed and then scurried like all quick between me and Jackson, leaned over me, and the breath on it was like a dead person. It smelled like
Rotting flesh and carcass.
it actually smelled like a sulfury smell, like a firework smell type thing.
Yeah. Demonic.
Like after you held a bottle rocket in your hand and let it go, like that smell.
Spent
But
gunpowder and sulfur.
like
Yep.
rotten chicken mixed, like that smell, and
Rotten egg.
yeah, and it was.
Oh, I've smelled that.
Oh my God, it was awful. It was. I was. Do you open your eyes? Do you not open your eyes? One of those moments. And all I could do was just lay there and be scared. And it woke Jackson up when it jumped up on the bed. And he was the same way. Like, I'm just gonna, like, keep my eyes closed because I don't want to see this thing that's now on our bed.
Yeah.
So we've had a number of things like that have happened to us. I actually caught it. This was, oh my God, this was I would say like a year ago. And I swear I seen something out of the corner of my eye, and so I look, and right as I looked, it was peeking out to look back, like like out of the corner of my eye, it like peeked around the corner and then went back. So when I looked, it was peeking out again, and I mean, we like locked looks. I can't even say eyes because we locked looks, and it crawled off on all fours, and it was not a dog, it was something, and it went straight across, scared the crap out of my dog. That my dog jumped up on the couch and like, was like burying his head.
Carlos.
So scary things have always happened
Right.
in this house.
Carlos says do real crazy stuff like walk around naked and scare them away. That actually works, by the way. I walk around my house naked. The Jehovah's Witnesses don't even knock on my door anymore.
You know what, Carlos? I don't have a hairy butthole. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I don't.
I get that sucker waxed, bro.
Oh.
And the person that waxes me is a man. He's got real rough hands. Just kidding, guys.
Mel says her fart. They don't like that either.
I was trying to break the tension. Wasn't expecting that comment on a key.
That's awesome. Yeah, like all of us doing this stuff, it's the thrill of going into a haunted place and knowing that you're potentially going to be there and run into something that you don't want to run into or risk doing it. But it's getting all this good content for you guys on film that really keeps us interested in doing these haunted locations and capturing the spirits on film and doing it. It's a thrill, is what it is.
Yeah. Like that. I don't know, like you almost want to know that there's something else after, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but like you want real evidence.
You want evidence that you're not crazy.
Yeah, and so people will say, well, you're just hearing things. Well, no. You didn't just see what I saw or hear what I just heard, so. But when it comes across your camera, and now I use my phone to record, so when it comes across even that audio of your phone, and you get home and you're putting clips together and you're starting to edit and you're all excited about the video because it was a cool explore or whatever, or you found cool stuff, and then you hear them. It makes you put your phone down and walk away for a minute. And be like, wait, did I really hear that? And then I'll take it to one kid, and I'll take it to the other kid. And, I'm like, Craig, listen to this. Do you hear it? What does it say? So, I mean, we've just been on regular hiking trails.
And seen things.
And I've heard it. And it came across the camera. And when I heard it there, And what I heard was, okay, so I was like, oh my God, did you guys hear that? Well, 2 of the 4 of us heard the breath. The other 2 heard help me. And when I get home and I start editing it, it says help me. Now, I was one that heard the breath, and Kynan heard the breath. Craig
Yeah.
and Jackson both heard help me. And they say it in the video, and we stand there and we argue about it for a minute. Like, not argue, but, like, oh, well, I didn't hear that. I heard this, And then you get home and edit and put it together, and it is saying help me, So, I don't know. I usually, when Jackson he sees it, it's like, it's real. It's real when Jackson sees it, because he has said he's had full-blown conversations with Jesus.
Yeah.
And that he's met God. Like, and he'll tell you, like, that overwhelming feeling of you can't even look at God. Because it's, now the way Jackson says it is, you can't look at God until it is your time. If it's your
Yeah.
time and you died that way, if it was not your time, you can't look at him. But when it isn't your time, you can't look at him, because it's such an overwhelming feeling of just pure love. And when you die and it is your time, you need that.
Animals getting itchy.
And that's what Jackson says. And I mean, the kids died 3 times. So I don't know. So, anybody have any ideas? I'm going to try the sage again.
I try the sage. If that doesn't
Holy
work,
water,
yeah.
prayers.
Yeah. Prayers and holy water is what I think keeps it, like, at bay from, like, actually physically attacking me. And I can't say it hasn't scratched and pushed. Kind of had hand marks, and I should have taken pictures. Even Ghost and JoJo said take pictures of it. He was
Yep.
pushed into the dresser. Now I'm going to turn my camera on so I can show you guys this, because
Yep.
this freaked me out. It freaked him out. It freaked him out a lot. He was coming out of bed, and you're groggy, you're tired, whatever. And he was, hold on, I'm going to turn my camera around. Okay, so this is his room. Okay, he's walking out of his room. Here's the dresser, and he gets shoved. Okay, those are new. You see them? The
Yep.
dent? Okay, so those are new. This is from him getting shoved. He was shoved into it, so he's leaning, right, into the
Yeah.
dresser. Like, I mean, he kind of flew into it, and it held him down to where he couldn't get himself back up until he dropped to his knees and then was able to, like, kind of crawl and get up. You know what I mean? And when he tells me about it, when I got up that morning, he had hand marks on his back, like finger marks, and like a hand mark and then a finger marks. And he said it felt like somebody was holding him there. So yeah, like, I wear the crucifix around my neck and 24/7, and I think it keeps it, along with the bottles and bottles of holy water I have all over my house. Like, this holy water was sitting here like that, and now this would have had to go over this lamp to have skidded across the floor right there. There's like no other way for it to be. So I don't know. I'm gonna try saging just again in the right way, or I don't know. I'm at a loss because I'm ready to just like pack up and run away. Like that's how it makes you feel.
I mean, I've seen the stuff that's went on with your neighbors. That would be my first bit of advice, and then sage the hell out of the new house that you move into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Block it from coming
Your
in.
neighborhood is messed up.
Yeah.
Well, Ghost has been on the call with me when things have happened, like the cabinets opening. Like he's heard it, and he's like, "Turn the camera around," and I'll turn the camera around as I'm getting up, and it sure as hell, the cupboards are open, or yeah.
That's
So,
insane.
but also makes you feel like validated too. You know what I mean? When other people hear it, or other
Yeah.
people see it. Like JoJo said, it makes you feel like you're not nuts. So
It does. When you have people that are in this field that you can talk to, you're not.
Well, not even just people in
Yeah.
this specific field. It's just anybody who's ever gone through it.
yeah,
Yeah, basically. Anyone that's went through it, yeah.
yeah. So
Sounds like whatever it is getting stronger at Aniki.
that's how I feel too. And I don't know if it's because I've been talking about it more. Maybe. I don't know.
It could be that. And they like to thrive off a lot of energy as well.
Well, I mean, the more you talk about it, the
Yep.
more attention you give it, the more it acts up.
That's why I want to
You get more
record.
down.
I know it's in the kitchen. You just there's a different energy when you go into the kitchen. And I've heard it in there. You know what I mean? So,
Megan wants to know if you've ever looked up the history.
well, Craig's lived here. He's going on 9 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
And so when he moved in, he actually moved into the apartment right next to us. And there was a family that lived here, and they had, it was like the mom, the dad, like an aunt, a cousin, and then the lady's kids or whatever, the mom's kids. And then they moved straight across into the stinky neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And and then, no, they moved in, their cousins moved out. And then they moved in to another, like, 2-bedroom or whatever. And then
Yeah.
they moved back into this apartment where the little girl died. Craig knows, like, the full story of what happened, like, as far as 9 years goes. But when Craig moved in, yeah, he always said there was, like, a weird, like, energy. And after that girl died, the family moved away. But I know he's told the story before.
Mm-hmm.
On my channel. I just have no idea out of 300 and something videos which one it is. So I'd have to have him retell what happened. But I know that he said there was a little girl that died in this apartment. Because, like,
So,
Boomer was picking up on a little girl.
mm-hmm.
For the longest time, and the little girl would never leave. And then, like, you'd see it out of the corner of your eye, you'd hear it, or whatever. But seeing that little boy stand behind you is like one of those makes your heart sink, but then each time you turn around and look,
Yeah.
because it looks it's a real person.
Yeah. And you get that feeling too of being watched
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
all the time.
yep.
I get it here all the time. I'll be doing dishes and I'll look behind me like someone's watching me or something. It's always a feeling there.
I'd say like a couple weeks ago now. Remember Jackson's story that he said there was that tall person over by the washer and dryer,
Yeah.
which our washer and dryer are in our kitchen. So I was switching loads from the washer to the dryer, and like my crucifix obviously is on a chain, so it dangles,
Yeah.
and so I was like, I tucked it into my sweatshirt, between my shirt and my sweatshirt, so that it would stop doing that. And it yanked out, and it yanked the cross right off, whatever it was. Like I wasn't touching, it wasn't touching anything. It was kind of can tell you, kind of was standing right there. Now the cross went into where you put the softener, like
Yeah.
like that little spot. Like why it flew in there, I don't know. But the piece that connects it from that to the chain was like almost straight. Was almost straight because it was ripped off so hard. And kind of will tell you, yeah. So, um, and then the same thing happened to Jackson. Is his cross, his crucifix, he's always worn. Just all of a sudden one day, it just wasn't even on his chain at all. Now, I know he's a kid and he's, might have lost it at school or whatever. But he swore he had it on when he came home.
Yeah.
Um, he ended up finding the cross, but not the little link. Now, his link is one of those ones like a keychain, right? You have to turn it for it to go
Mm-hmm.
on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like one of the little tightening ones.
Yeah. And with his, I actually had super glued it because I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting a little metal detector on his phone, like an app on his phone, and he actually found that little link to it, and it was like completely stretched out. Now the things that you link your keys to, like a keychain, those little
Yeah.
metal rings. So
Mm-hmm.
you'd have to twist the key around 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So that's what Jackson's was on, and it was laid out straight, almost completely straight. And it's the same thing that happened to mine.
Wow. And those things, they take a lot of force to even straighten.
And or
When you get
even
like,
grab the cross. Now these crosses are blessed. It's not like, yeah, I don't know. I know it hurt when it came yanked off. So
yeah.
Quit your yawning, Brian.
Huh?
I heard that.
Yawning. Why is it contagious?
Yeah, it is contagious, but I could hear you. I could hear you.
Yeah.
yeah, ghost kids scare me only for the fact that I couldn't see a child being trapped here unless it was like a lost child that didn't know he was dead.
Yeah.
But
You know,
demons can trick you too. So
hmm
it's hard to know that whatever God you would believe in, or whether you believe in heaven or hell, like a child wouldn't cross over. it's hard for me to understand that reasoning
Yeah.
because I've had a sick kid. I've had a kid that's died 3 times. I couldn't imagine him being trapped on Earth. So
Oh, I'm
I don't know my
excited.
feelings. I don't know my feelings behind ghost children. All I know is I seen one.
I think Megan's right. I think Lou fell asleep.
No, no, I'm here.
Well, I'm gonna be upfront. I'm falling asleep, and it's not because of the story. It's because of lack of sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. This even our house, like it's picking up quite a bit too.
I just want to thank you guys for, especially, JoJo, thank you for your advice. Brian, thank you for letting me come up,
No
even though it's
problem.
not EVP's night. Um,
Anytime.
Always welcome.
it's just, it's every day now. It's all the time. As I was telling Ghost earlier, like I need to just, we were talking about having those cameras, those security cameras, and having
Yeah.
it just
I,
be able to record all the time.
and Aniki,
Because,
honestly, I think that would be a route that you should probably go. Get one that's a night vision. Or get them all in night vision, and during the day they could switch to the daytime. But I think you should try the video.
yeah, me and Ghost at one time thought about just setting up like a live stream. You know what I mean? Just,
Yeah.
I
Set up.
wouldn't be in the live stream, but I would be able to record my house, but it would be live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't edit in any tricks because people would see me coming with a ball that I could throw across the room. Okay, I shouldn't mock it, but just saying.
Yeah. Basically, you could do that. You could set up a live stream. You could have it film. Go to bed or whatever you guys are doing at that point in time, and just let it film
Yeah.
and see what it catches.
Aniki don't sleep at night though. She stays up like all night usually.
Yeah. Be walking around in my PJs, coming in and out to smoke. I don't smoke in my house, so I'd be like in and out smoking. We would catch
Yeah.
Hannah on her midnight game nights. Just kidding.
Yeah. So, Megan's vlog wants to know if it's an option to move.
We've been actually like looking at it, especially after what I can't like that couple of days ago when I swear it walked out
Bless
for
you.
Yeah.
Kynan. When Kynan walked out and it wasn't Kynan,
Mm-hmm.
and then I heard a growl come from that mirror, and then Kynan walked out. I was like, "Yep, nope." That was the turning point. Like I'm done.
Yeah. The point of actually
It's
seeing
bad
Kynan
enough.
when.
My neighbors, yeah, that like you see your kid and it wasn't your kid.
Yeah. See, now it's trying to predict you and like pull you in is what it's doing. It's trying to reel you in slowly into what it wants.
Now the boys have heard me say, Kynan, Jackson, or call him one of the boys, and anybody with more than one kid, when you go to call your kid, sometimes their names morph together. Like they've even heard me say Jakinen, and yet it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Like I'll be outside smoking, and they'll be like, "What?" And I'm looking at them like, "What?" And my sister and my other niece actually heard me call for my sister, and they said I was standing right there, but when they looked up, I wasn't standing there, and it wasn't me. Like I was in the shower, so
Wow. So it's
um,
not.
yeah.
That's
We
crazy.
are we are definitely looking. I've been looking every day. It's to the point now like I'm hard at work looking versus working on my YouTube channel. I'm like working to move. I'm just
Yeah.
scared it's gonna follow me, I guess.
See, we're gonna be
Um,
staying here for a little bit in this place.
But this way, if it follows you, then you have your answer.
Yeah. If it follows you, then that's what it's stuck to is you or one of the kids or
Yeah, definitely feel like it's a jealous. It's jealous of me, like my attention towards anybody else in the house. I could be on YouTube with you guys and it's throwing shit in the kitchen, you know? So I want to thank you guys for your advice and your guys' listening ears out there because people look at us as just YouTubers, but we're normal people that have normal problems.
yeah.
And
Well,
even
abnormal
though
problems.
when the cameras turn off, it's still it's still happening. You know what I mean? So
Yep. Like for you,
just
Aniki, when you turn your camera off, it's still the
yeah,
same stuff in your household.
yeah,
You
it's
still get the spiritual activity, you still get everything else.
yeah,
And that's just
still
like ours.
yeah, it's still life, and that's what sometimes people maybe don't realize that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If that makes any sense, like they are interested in your story and but like really interested in your story versus they see you as a real person as well instead of being like a fangirl, or whatever. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's been a rough couple weeks too, so this is not helping.
So Megan wants to know if it's woke you up at night or the boys.
Yeah. Yep. Um it actually woke kind of up to the point he was in our bed like like a little boy, like freaked out. And that was one of the times is his GoPro coming on. It's not like if you turned your phone on, you know what I mean? GoPros make a noise, and it woke him out of a dead sleep. And maybe something was trying to wake him up, and then that's what he heard. But
Yeah.
he jumped right out of bed, and he was like a little 3-year-old boy with a nightmare ran in our room. Yeah, it wakes them up a lot. Um, I've had to give Jackson melatonin just so that he won't think about it and he'll just go to sleep and he can rest. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Otherwise, every noise is like freaks him out. So,
Yeah, like even we've noticed here, like when we were on live streams and that, and like we're fully against doing EVPs in the house, but recently we've been doing it to see what we can get because we've been getting things opening and closing on their own,
The
and
fact is that I need to know what exactly we're dealing with and how many.
yeah, we want to know what we're dealing with, how many there is.
Because I know there's multiple here. I know one seems demonic and one is malevolent, and the other ones are just here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're just the regular ones that I've had forever.
yeah,
But
that would have been interesting to do it on this live stream to see what was coming through from this house.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like today, I was up using the bathroom, and you, Ghost, and JoJo were still on the call, and I was getting banging from behind me, like through the wall.
Mm-mm.
I didn't know what it was, but I just kind of tried to ignore it and do what I was doing at that moment. And his Falcon was still awake. I didn't want to scare him.
Yeah, and
So,
that's the thing, though. Too, you can't show fear or your kids are scared. You know what I
yep.
mean? So I usually that night when kind of jumped in bed, he was like, we just all held hands and prayed until they felt better. You know what I mean? Like until like we all felt better to
Yeah.
go back to our own beds and go to bed. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Rebecca Godoy said, Megan asked how stuff was at our place here. And Rebecca told Megan, she's like, they were on a live stream and Whisper came out saying, I'm coming for you. That is 100% true.
Yeah.
Um, we've had a bunch of different things coming through, even when we're on regular calls. Um, we were on a call one night with Lunatic Dad, and something said that it was going to come for us, and
No, it said death to you
yeah,
all.
death to you all. Um, there was a bunch of different whispering that we did catch, Megan, for sure.
See, I
Um,
heard that in your guys' live stream.
yeah, all the whispering.
The death come to you all.
Yeah, death to you all. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
heard that. And I did hear I'm coming for you. But I also heard, like, I'm coming for you, body. You know, like,
yeah,
it was, like, calling you guys out.
yeah, one by one.
And I was like, my fingers can't type fast enough.
Yeah.
My poor fat chubby thumbs. Damn it, not an I, an L.
Yeah. Like
Anyways.
there's just so much that goes on, and I don't let it get to me. I don't let it scare me. I just do what I got to do. But I know
Yeah.
Lou's got a lot of stuff in his house too. Him and Mama Rock were talking about it.
Oh yeah, plenty. Lots of deaths here.
Oh yeah.
Dude, one day I was live streaming, I was walking up the street and there's a ton of cops blocking off the road. And so I thought it was like a shooting.
Yeah.
So I walk up there and I'm looking around. Now this isn't a live stream. I can't see very well. So there's these cones in the street and I'm thinking that they're covering bullets. So this younger kid from the neighborhood comes up on a bike and he says, "Dude, do you see what's over there near the cones?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I can't really see that far away." It's like it looks like meat or guts or something. I'm like, "Holy crap." I go over to look at it. Then we get another kid comes over and tells us what happened. An 11-year-old boy got hit by a car
Oh wow.
right there, yeah. And the dude that did it was on YouTube uh racing his car and had his like speedometer up to like 160 miles an hour or something. So he showed himself on YouTube breaking the law. Then he ends up they said he floored it right before he hit the kid, almost like he was like doing it on purpose.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty messed up. Of course, I took the live stream down, but it was one horrible, shocking day, and yeah, that was crazy.
Oh man, I could only imagine the lives of his family.
Oh, dude, and then like at first I thought it was a shooting. That's like normal for here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, it's just another shooting. When I found out what happened, I just started crying, man. I ended the live stream. It was like, geez, like you never know what you're gonna walk into.
Oh yeah. Every day's different. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Like that kid still had a whole life ahead of him too.
Oh, he was friends with my son in school.
Wow.
They went to the same school together. Ah,
That's crazy. I still can't get over though. The live stream we were on, J Max and
No, you're on Boomer.
oh Boomers, yeah. And he had J Mac on there and he was showing the orb and that. That was crazy, like the angel wings and that.
yeah, that was really cool.
I have never seen anything like that.
It looked like an angel was landed on J Mac's son's shoulder.
Yeah. It was literally looking like that. And then the orb came flying in front of his face. That was crazy.
If I put a picture in the chat, could you screen share it? I don't know how to do that, so otherwise I would do it. But I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And my phone just all of a sudden just stopped, and now it's like making no noise. I don't know. But anyways, I came in at the tail end of that, and I heard that. Like you guys
Yeah.
talking about J Max thing. So
Yeah, like when we were on Boomer's panel,
yeah.
J Mac showed us a video that he had been filming and caught something. Not purposely, but there was what looked like angel wings or something that was going and landing on his son's back or shoulder.
Mm.
And he got a spirit orb flying at his face. Like, not at his face, but at him in general. It was right on the film. It was craziness.
Wow.
And yeah, he did pause it at that point, and you could see like the angel wings and that it was an angel of some sort. It was
Wow.
it was amazing.
Right? It sounds. Wow.
It was on one of Boomer's. I think
Okay.
Boomer still has it up though.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at. I don't know if I was ever seen that one. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it though.
Wow.
Mhm.
Ghost, you falling asleep?
Nope.
Yeah.
I know JoJo is.
I'm dying.
I'm falling asleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been on for 10, 11, 12, 1, almost 3 hours.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up now. It's been a great stream.
Wait, you gotta screen share this. What I'm sending you.
Yeah, we'll screen share this first, and then we'll see what everyone thinks
Send
and
it to Leon.
send it
Yeah, I
to
think
JoJo.
this is. Oh, okay. I'll send it to JoJo. Oh
Yeah.
man, now I lost it. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay. I
No,
got it. I got it.
just like, well, god damn it.
If anybody can just, by chance tell me what it is.
Yeah, we can do that.
We were outside the car and Jackson took a picture. That's what he caught. And it was more like I don't know, I can't even describe it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Let's see here. Oh wow.
Right?
You see this
Jackson.
with your own eyes or just through the camera?
Jackson saw it, so he took a picture. I didn't see it, but until after the picture. But Jackson purposely took that picture because he's seen it. What he said was God,
Hmm.
and God was standing with an angel. That's what Jackson said. So Jackson took a picture of it, and that's what came out.
That's crazy. Like it's like a huge orb.
And then a few days later, after that picture, Jackson went in for surgery and came out cured.
Maybe it was the spirit that healed him.
Didn't you just hear what she said?
I I don't know. I don't know what it. I mean,
That's amazing.
it's crazy, huh? Because it can't be like the sun because it's on the mountain.
Hmm. But anyway, everybody, I hope you all had a blast on this show tonight. I know I had fun.
Oh yeah.
Lou, thanks for coming out, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Ghost, thanks for coming out, man. Aniki, thanks for coming. Jojo, thanks for being on with me, babes.
I had no choice.
Oh, there it is. Lee and Ladybug, thanks for coming. The Sharpshooter, always awesome, man. Thanks for dropping the links. Megan's blog, thanks for coming. Becky, Reb,
Mel,
Mal,
everybody that came.
everybody that came in, yes. I will let everybody on the panel say goodbyes. I know I think Lou might go live tomorrow at some point. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, Lou probably go live tonight.
Lou was already live.
Yeah, I was already live.
I could have told you that, Ghost.
Well, I knew he was already
Where were
live,
you?
but actually, I
Much
was
love,
there.
Lee.
When he started out his stream,
thanks,
he didn't have his Connect on, and then he switched to his Connect and was playing with it. I was there for the whole stream, actually, but
yeah, that Connect thing is pretty cool.
Did you hear me talking about you?
Yeah.
Yep.
All
right. But I'll let everyone else on the panel say their goodbyes, guys.
Bye.
Much love, everybody.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Till the next one.
Yeah. Much love, guys.
Right. Much love.
Yep.
Thanks again, Brian.
No problem.